Doug Farley, and I'm the director at the Cobblestone Museum in Albion. With me today is Erin Anheier. She's the president of our board of directors, and we're working on another episode of History at Home. Today, Erin is at her home. She happens to live in a beautiful cobblestone home, and she's going to tell us more about it. So, Erin, why don't you get started?
Okay, let me change the camera here so you can see what I'm talking about. There, can you see the house, Doug?
No, but it usually takes a couple seconds for it to switch over, so.
Okay, let me know when you've got it.
Can you see the house on your screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we've got it now.
Okay, good. So this is the Butterfield Cobblestone. It's been our home since 2008, and it was built in 1849. And the reason I know that is because there's a date stone up in the gable. I will walk up here behind my horse Chesapeake that says 1849. And I wanted to show Doug some details here about the house that I think are kind of interesting. One thing that I haven't really seen on any other houses are the tops of the windows here. That top block across the top of the house is called a lintel, and just under the lintel are two other small stones. And that's an unusual feature. They kind of look like shoulders to me, and it's something I have not seen on many houses.
I have not either. They're quite interesting.
You can see the entablature, which is the wooden part that goes around the side of the building, has round dentils on it, which is also kind of a fancy feature. Being built in 1849, this is a later cobblestone, at which point kind of the artwork of it had developed into something a little fancier than the first ones. A couple of details I'll show you. These corner blocks right here, that's called a quoin. Let me turn it so you can see that they go up the height of the thing. Quoin is Q-U-O-I-N, and they help stabilize the corners. These particular corner blocks, I hope you can see on the video, had some detail. Okay, I had some detail that's kind of hard to see now, but around the outside 1 inch was smooth, and the inside rectangle was all what they call stippled, little tiny dots made by pounding on the rock to get a particular texture. Another interesting thing I find here is, of course, it's cobblestone, so it has a very strong horizontal look to the stones. Are these little tiny stones that they fit in just to make sure that the other levels were even with the coins. Now these are lake wash stones. So they came from Lake Ontario, which is about 14 miles from here. So I like to imagine the work involved in not only picking the stones, sizing them, but also carting them the 14 miles with a horse and wagon.
It's easy to see why that type of building material fell out of favor.
Yes, a lot of labor involved. The coins are limestone, and I happen to be about 3 miles from a limestone quarry, so I imagine that's where they came from, very local. I'm very lucky that the history of the building has been recorded. In 1888, a gentleman named David Sturgis Copeland wrote the history of Clarendon, which is the town I'm in, and he visited all the homes in the area and learned about the people in them. From that book, I know the name of the mason, the name of the stone cutter, and the name of the carpenter. The carpenter and the stone cutter were from Clarendon, so very local. The mason was actually from Gaines, where I believe you're sitting today, Doug.
Yes, that's right.
One of the things I really like about the house, because it was a pure education for me, is the detail that is still available under the front porch. Now, of course, the house is 171 years old, and it's had weather for 171 years. But the front porch has protected the cobblestones right here. And what you can see here is the detail that the original mason put into that stonework.
We're getting a good look at what it would look like right after it was built, I'm sure.
Yes. You can see that the masonry comes out, forms a V here, and then between each stone, at a very careful angle, very regular angle, is a slightly slanted bead for lack of a better word. And I was fascinated by this because having seen lots of cobblestones as I grew up in the area, and mostly seen them from the roadway, you don't see that level of detail. So this put a whole new perspective for me on what was involved in building a cobblestone house.
So I would imagine, in addition to the artistic beauty of it, it was designed also to help with water runoff.
Yes, I would think so. Any water hitting this, of course, is going to be shed off. So that's what I wanted to share with us today.
I think you've done a great job. We love your cobblestone house, and we love that it's been featured on our cobblestone tour of homes in the past, and might be again at some point in the future when we're allowed to have that type of event.
I'm sure it probably will be.
So thank you for your time and
Thank you, Doug.
your help with this project. So have a great day.